Leo, this one's for you. At the bottom of the zodiac deck that I use, we have Cancer. A Cancer could be significant. You could have a strong placement of Cancer in your chart. Okay. I did a pre-shuffle. We're going to go ahead and do a quick read of the cards that are at the bottom of the deck. The first one that we have is Problem Resolved. Notice how in the background here there is a ship coming in. An issue that's been bothering you is being healed behind the scenes. The solution is creative, ingenious, and is a joyous surprise for you. You're on the cusp of experiencing welcome relief from a problem that's been bothering you. The fairies want you to know that you have a reason to smile, as heaven is working on a solution that is so creative that you'll chuckle with delight at God's sense of humor. Basically, it's a win-win for everyone. You'll soon be receiving good news, such as the healing of a strained relationship, an unexpected financial resource, a resolved health issue, a happy addition to your home, a new career opportunity, or a romantic proposal. Please don't strain to figure out how this solution will be achieved or in what form it will manifest. Instead, let yourself enjoy feelings of excitement and gratitude as you allow heaven to help you. Beneath this card, we had creative expression. So this could have to do with something creative that you've been doing and then, something working out because of it. And you didn't really expect it to, perhaps. The affirmation for this card is, I ask that all effects of mistakes and misunderstandings be undone, both in the past and present. Then we have beginnings. Beneath beginnings is dreams. Dreams will have a little bit of importance here in a second, after I get into the tarot. Petrified wood has come with its message of roots and beginnings to remind you of the knowledge that you carry deep within yourself. By accessing this knowledge, you can gain a deeper understanding of yourself and your path. You can find new ways of relating with the other beings with whom you share your world, no matter what their kingdom. As you move more deeply into your own awareness, you may access information of your ancestors and your past or alternate lives. Honor where you have been. Your path is giving you the strength and the knowledge to be where you are now. On your path, you have learned so much. Now it is time for you to honor your beginnings, old and new. Petrified wood can also herald a time when you will be taking steps upon a new path. Recognize this new path as a new beginning in your life. Release the old and allow this new direction to establish itself firmly in your life. A new direction is being indicated to you now. Maybe the answer to a problem that you're having is some sort of creative endeavor that you're being called to move toward. Maybe it's something that you've always dreamed about doing. Or perhaps something that you felt like was in the way before, in the way of you doing this thing, is no longer there. All right. Moving on to the tarot, we have the Seven of Cups, and I have to be careful because there are lots of boobies in this deck. So I'm covering those. Okay, Seven of Cups. And when I went in and read the meaning for the guidebook within the guidebook for this deck, it spoke of sitting in too much illusion and not taking enough action. That's the one thing that stood out to me, is there can be opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and every single one of them very well could be a possibility, but if you sit there and just dream about them being possibilities without taking the action on making one of them reality, then all it'll ever be is illusion. Beneath the Seven of Cups, we have the Nine of Cups, the Sun, the Two of Cups, and then the Eight of Swords. So maybe some sort of mental block being an issue. Maybe you no longer have that mental block anymore. Now, typically in this deck, the Nine of Cups has a bit of a warning about taking what you want, because here the cat has the canary in its mouth, which isn't really, can be a little bit sad if you think about it, but in terms of the Seven of Cups here and how it spoke about taking action on something that you've been dreaming about doing, you know, that canary was in the cage for the longest time, and the cat was just sitting there dreaming about it and dreaming about it and dreaming about it, until one day it took action and caught the canary. It's just a little fruit for thought. Go catch your canary. Dang it. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and pull cards and see what wants to come out. This could be financial. Happily ever after. Interesting. We have financial flow and new opportunity. Have you been stressed out about finances, perhaps? Career? Finding the right thing for you? I feel like financial flow can also speak to any kind of flow, energetic flow, going with the flow. Because someone said something once about, in tarot, how the pentacles can be more than just finances, it can just be energy. Because finances are a resource, so is your energy. Your energy costs something. So I really liked how someone said that, and I thought it resonated quite well. What am I doing? What am I doing? Is there anything else here for Leo? Anything else in this deck for Leo? Also, I'm thinking back to beginnings at the bottom of this deck, where it said something about honoring all of your beginnings, the old and the new. because without them, you wouldn't be here. Without all of the new beginnings that you've had, even for things that didn't stay, being in alignment for you, didn't stay being the right thing for you. Either way, it was a new beginning and it taught you something. It helped you achieve growth. I'm gonna shuffle one more time and see if anything wants to come out. If not, I'm going to say that everything this deck wanted to say has been said. Oh, look at that. There we go. I'm taking that one because it wanted my attention, but it didn't come all the way out. Now we have Insight at the bottom of the deck. And Spirit was the card that wanted to come out but didn't fully come out. Here's what's at the bottom of the deck. Being as we had dreams beneath beginnings, that card also speaks to something coming through in your dream state. With having Spirit here and Insight, there could be some sort of inspiration or idea coming through. Oh, balls, I'm tired. Self-discipline, clarity, and Spirit. Lots of purple. Lots of purple, which would be the crown chakra, being open to receive through releasing attachments, expectations. Alright, what else does Leo need to know? Okay. Nine of Cups back at the bottom of the deck. Not back at the bottom of the deck. It wasn't necessarily there to begin with, but yeah. Oh, man. Oh. Interesting. Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Moon reversed. I'll show you those real quick. Here's what they look like upright, if you want to see. Okay, then what fell out on top of those is the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Then we have the King of Pentacles. And on top of the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands fell out upright. Like facing up, whereas this was down like that. Quite tired. All right. Financial flow. You have manifested a new sense of abundance in your life. Any financial blocks have successfully been removed, and you are now in the flow of increased prosperity. Congratulations. This could be coming in because of a new opportunity, problem resolved, ships coming in of some sort, surrounding, something creative you've been doing. Perhaps. Surrounding. Be aware of a huge new opportunity being presented to you. It is safe for you to trust and enter into this new realm. I was watching a tarot reading on YouTube today about there being an opportunity and there being a potential of you saying no to it. Like being advised to say yes to it, but some sort of fear coming up that makes you feel like, how did she say that? She said, ask yourself why you would say no to something that would potentially make your dreams come true. Is it because it's something scary? You know, our dreams can't come true unless we act on them, unless we do what it takes in order to make them come about. So if there's an opportunity coming your way, you're going to have to be open and receptive to it. You're going to have to be able to say yes to it, to invite it into your life. I was doing a tarot reading for myself last night, and I pulled some cards. Actually, I've got them right here. They might still be in here, like at the bottom of the deck. Oh my god, what am I doing? Worn out. And then at the bottom of the deck, it said, let go of fear of abundance and trauma and protecting your feelings and fear. Is there a possibility that people, you know, it seems so weird to say, I feel like, for someone to be afraid of abundance? I could see it a little bit with myself, but it's just like, why? Why would you be fearful of such a thing? Another thing that's popping into my head is money is like water. You have to think of money like water. I read, you know, I'm terrible at repeating things verbatim. I remember some things, but I usually mess it up a little bit, or I don't explain it as well. Money has to flow, and energy has to flow. And when you restrict something like that, flow stops. It stops coming in. It's because it stopped going out. So there's an importance when you receive something to continue investing. Not holding on to it for dear life in order to build it up. Because there's ways to keep the energy flowing and build up what you have. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't really know why this is important. This could have something to do with this opportunity coming in and you not messing it up for yourself. Me and my dad were talking about something the other day about how people who win the lottery, they end up being worse off later on after having won the lottery. And I think it's just because the flow stops. Or perhaps they don't make any real investment with it to build what they already have. They just go spend crazy. Again, I have no idea why that's important. Okay. Oh, it's because I saw self-discipline. That's why. Have you ever... So I have aquariums, and I'm going off on another tangent, and I apologize. And I use a long, flexible tube in order to pull water off of the bottom. But you have to... Well, I use my mouth to get it going and then point it downward. The flow of something leaving pulls in more water, which creates the vacuum, which cleans up the floor of the aquarium. But it's just the idea of how the water moves through the tube in order to pull in more. Okay, I'm done with the analogies. I apologize. If they fit, though, that's awesome. I'm very confused by myself at the moment. Alright, self-discipline. I need to shush my mouth. $2.31. Okay, when fluorite enters your cards, you are being asked to review your current practices and lifestyles. Fluorite may be calling you to make changes in your life. This could mean organizing your life more efficiently, making necessary changes in your habits, or applying yourself to your path more fully. Oh, okay. Being disciplined in going after what it is that you want. I think that makes sense. We, in the forefront of the age of light on Earth, are being called upon to organize and apply in our lives those bits of knowledge and understanding with which our journey has supplied us. If you feel as though you have not applied this knowledge in your life, fluorite is asking you to make the necessary adjustments. I didn't retain any of what I just read out of that second paragraph. Self-discipline means living the life you espouse. I have no idea. Or, in other words, walk your talk. If you have strayed from the path that you know you should be on, you are now being called upon to step back in line with spirit. Open yourself to the frequency of fluorite and allow yourself to begin to vibrate with its energies of self-discipline and action. I don't know. Keep going. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm feeling very disconnected from the reading at the moment. Is there some way that you haven't been walking your talk? Or is this a reminder to keep doing so because of the new opportunity coming in? Like, don't let it throw you off your grind. That in order to see the opportunity, perhaps you need to be heavily dedicated to what it is that you're trying to create. 255. Whew. When this stone appears as your ally, you are being asked to clarify yourself so that the universe can provide you with the answers to your prayers. Perhaps you've been vacillating between two options. The time has come to choose and to make your choice known. Call upon the energy of clear quartz to aid you in becoming clear about the choices that lie before you. Okay. It is through clarity of thought and intent that your creations will be made manifest. Okay, so this is just an example. Maybe you go in spurts and you work really hard towards what it is that you try to create, and then maybe you fall off a little bit. Maybe you work really hard and you're like, I don't know if that's gonna work out. And that could be sending a confusing signal to the universe, to even yourself, your own energy, creating a little bit of a cycle of on and off, in and out. And some of that could be due to burnout, having a bit more in it to win it tendencies rather than just consistency. Like taking action in such a way to make it blow up, like make it take off really quick. And that can burn you out. And because of that type of on and off energy, oh, I just lost what I was going to say. Being burned out. Wow. That's wild. What was I saying? Expending a bunch of energy all at once, making you become burned out and not believe so much in what it is that you're trying to do, creating the on and off energy, creating confusion. Boom, we got her. Clear quartz has made its spirit known to you in your layout, and you are being notified that the answers to your questions are imminent. Clear quartz signals a time of deep understanding of your path. Open yourself to the divine light and allow your future to unfold. Wow. Are you experiencing moments of feeling disconnected and unfocused? Because I haven't been like this all day, and it's happening really, really intensely throughout your reading. I think that I'm being drawn to the tarot at the moment. The Ten of Wands and the King of Pentacles, specifically, and about how the Ten of Wands was face up on top of the King of Pentacles, which was face down. You have a lot to carry. There's a reason why you want this creation to take off for you and create financial flow, a new opportunity for you. You have a lot riding on it. But the best way through it is to be slow, steady, consistent. You have to prove yourself through consistency. Taking small but sure, steady steps toward what it is that you want, toward your Nine of Cups. A card from one of my other decks is popping into my head, and it's Prove Yourself, and it's in my Ravenswood deck, and it is a lady connecting with all of the stray cats. But the thing is about a stray cat is they don't just feel safe to come up to just anybody. You know, it takes time. It takes consistently showing up in small ways for this cat to realize, oh, this person's safe for me to be vulnerable with, for me to also show up to. And this could be like this opportunity here. This person's safe and ready to hold me and all that I am opportunity, you know. Alright, let's read Spirit. It's gonna be a long reading. I'm sorry. I'm a mess. I'm a mess and I'm proud. 263. Danber writes, I don't know if I'm saying that right, once again, sweet energy is calling you to open your eyes to the magic and wonder around you. Fairies are playing in the grass, light beings are floating through the forest, and the world is full of unseen guides and teachers that are waiting for you to perceive them. If you reach out with your heart and mind to those on the other side, they will respond by offering guidance, love, and fun. Seek the unseen and develop your faith that it is there, hiding just beyond the veil. Dan Bright is asking you to accept the unseen aspects of yourself as well. Close your eyes and explore the extent of your energy. Try picturing everything in your world as your creation, an extension of your thoughts and intent. Acknowledge that the unseen thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, and the desires you have all affect the world around you. Call upon the energy of Danburite, and the power of your spirit will be made clear to you. We have Insight 211. Azurite, I don't know if I'm saying that right either, has appeared in your cards to signal that you are to utilize your insight to perceive the true nature of the situation at hand. There may be something that you have been missing because you continue to look at the surface of the issue. Turn your energy within and invoke the power of Azurite to help you penetrate the surface of the issue and see the foundations that are creating and maintaining it. Azurite urges you to allow your intuition to guide you. Close your physical eyes and see with your mind's eye. Azurite is telling you to become aware of the subtle levels of energy at work and to open yourself to guidance on how to proceed. Perhaps there is someone that is trying to pull the wool over your eyes or to keep you in the dark. Azurite will act as your spiritual flashlight, shining its illumination and insight wherever you focus your attention. I am guided to perceive the true nature of reality. You know, this is making me think of another thing that I just would love to tell you all about. As you can see, I am a very new content creator here on the wonderful world of TikTok, the wonderful app of TikTok. And ever since I have begun posting more consistently and making more of an effort. I've been seeing all of these videos of how you'll never blow up unless you do this, or you'll never really quite make it unless you do this. And they don't necessarily say it like that, but it's really beginning to feel like all it is a means to invoke insecurity and cause you to overperform rather than just putting out content that means something to you. Perhaps that's the insight that's coming in. And perhaps that's where the self-discipline is coming in. Not allowing fear and insecurity to push what you're trying to create into overperformance. You know, take those slow, steady steps and make sure that whatever you do, you put your heart into it and that it means something to you. Something that truly matters. And now there are people who do blow up quite quickly, so I'm not saying this as a means to crap on somebody else's success. That's not what it's for. The only reason I am saying what I'm saying is to encourage you to keep showing up in a slow, steady way that means something to you. I need to pause for a moment. I have some cards here that I haven't really connected with yet, and I need to do that before I run my mouth some more. Okay, it's wild. The Moon reversed and the Ten of Pentacles reversed has to do with instability being created due to insecurity and fear-based movements and actions, just like I had been speaking of, being forced into fearful, well, I didn't say fearful, but that's pretty much what it was, insecure-led overperformance, instead of taking just those nice, small, easygoing, consistent steps. And seeing how that has been playing a bit of a role in your life, it being something that comes to light. This could also have to do with sort of like a cycle that's been going on in your life for a while. Like how I spoke about restricting the flow of things, wanting to hold on to it out of, wanting to have enough. So if you made it this far, perhaps you'll see that it all fit. My ramblings. Now, the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles speaks of abundance. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody... How do I want to word this? The Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Well, I mean here. Okay, give me a second. I need to find my words. I'm struggling. The Queen of Pentacles is nurturing. Nurturing resources, turning it into abundance. But not only that, she's of Pentacles. Earth, slow, steady. And the Nine of Pentacles is, in this deck, I just remember the guidebook saying her character rivals all of the queens, like how she carries herself. forgetting what I wanted to say. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. And once again, I apologize that this video is going on so long. But I think it's worth it in a way. Nine of Pentacles speaks of wise investment and prosperity through self-development. And then, like I'd already said, Queen of Pentacles has to do with nurturing. I'm losing it again. I think I might have already said what needed to be said for these cards, and I'm not pausing again to try and re-find where it all went. And ultimately, I think what the cards are trying to say is that you're just going to have to, and I already said it, but I'm going to say it again because whatever. Be strong and wow. Be strong in what it is that you're trying to do and what you're trying to create. Slow, steady steps. Like I said, nurture yourself, invest in yourself, invest in what it is that you're trying to create. And you will have no problem words. Beating fearful action. Like becoming self-aware enough that you no longer take a part in fearful action. All right, we are going to leave that here because this is getting painful. Don't mind me, Leo. The thing is I think this was so hard for me to read, is I think that some of it was for me as well. I am a Leo moon. So if you've made it this far and you were able to put up with my ramblings as if they helped somehow, I hope that they did. That is the goal. Maybe pop in and let me know where Leo is in your chart. I would like to read. I would love to read about it. All right. I hope this found you well. I hope this helped somehow. I hope it didn't confuse you too much, because it confused the ever-living bejeebies out of me. And I hope you come back. All right. Have a good night.